Good morning.
So we usually do the legal segment where we throw out 3 topics, and you just divvy it all out to us. So let's start with number 1. In confirmation that women are still smarter than men, man sues Uber for using his wife's phone to Uber an affair. What's this one?
Ooh.
Oh, I'll tell you what, this implicates this issue of, digital privacy. It's kind of like the old school GPS where we were outraged at one point that such devices could actually track our whereabouts fast forward 20 years and everybody's using GPS for everything, including to our benefit. Here, this is one of these things where apparently he logged out of the system but didn't really completely log out, allowing his wife to track his whereabouts because he'd accessed the app through her cell phone, not his own cell phone. Now, whether or not this kind of a suit will succeed is one thing, but it really does raise the specter of digital privacy is of enormous concern to us, even though we voluntarily use applications that we already know track where we are and where we're going. So it's kind of a caveat emptor, buyer beware when it comes to some of these things.
So this becomes an interesting issue, though, and you see a lot. It's like most people would walk away saying, hey, you got what you deserved. But then again, there's a big privacy issue there, right?
It's true, and it's the same thing, we used to laugh when you heard the term online privacy. We used to say it was an oxymoron.
Yeah.
But not anymore. There are just too many ways to manipulate privacy settings to keep ourselves private as well as our information as best we can.
Interesting story. Topic number 2. A woman in courthouse obtaining a protective order, and this is an interesting story if you dig in. But with everything going on with immigration, she's arrested by ICE agents. This was in El Paso.
Right. So this is a domestic violence victim who came to seek a restraining order. Apparently, she'd made several reports against her partner, and when she finished actually successfully obtaining the order, she was arrested. And here's why this is getting so much attention. On the one hand, we are seeing an increase in deportation of people that have committed specified crimes. This woman had been deported several times before. She had the requisite kind of crimes on her record. On the other hand, she is a crime victim, allegedly. Obviously, we're at the preliminary stage here. There hasn't been a trial, but she did seek and successfully obtain a restraining order. And is that message that we want to send? Crime victims don't come forward because you could be arrested and deported. Mm-hmm. It's a question with no easy answer, which is why everybody's watching and waiting. This is a test case of sorts to see what's going to happen.
Well, it could be a victim of a crime, a sex crime, a battered case. It could be somebody needing to go to the hospital for treatment for something, and then all of a sudden they don't want to go forward. We're going to see a lot of interesting fallout from all of this. It's going to be interesting to watch. Now, topic number 3, Hunka Hunka Burning Love. What in the hell's going on with Elvis's daughter, Lisa Marie Presley?
Oh, again, she's been a tabloid staple for years. I mean, whatever you think of her, she's basically really having a tough time of it now with another divorce. This is a little different, though, because this involves allegations that are disputed by the soon-to-be ex-husband of photographs of her children. We haven't seen the photos, thank God. They're not online. We don't really know enough about them except to say that there's such an issue that apparently her mother, Priscilla, is caring for the 2 daughters. You never, it doesn't matter who the couple is, you never want to see children in the middle of this kind of a dispute, scandal, etc. So our hearts and prayers go out to that family, and whatever ends up happening money-wise, we hope those 2 girls are healthy and safe, and it sounds like they are.
Well, I do have to say, though, this story has confused me. When you read a story and you're like, it just doesn't check out. I don't understand. The part I don't understand is he's the bad guy here, being accused of being the bad guy. So the state comes in and takes the kids away from both of them. It sounds like there's more going on here than is hitting the media.
You bet there is, and isn't that that's a great observation?
Yeah.
So many times we simply read what's reported and think that we know everything. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Court proceedings are private. You and I are not entitled to see everything that's going on behind the scenes. No matter how many leaks and speculation is out there, the court of public opinion, which you and I are talking in right now, is not a court of law. That's where the true facts are. Hopefully they'll come to light and put this issue to bed.
All right, Attorney Wendy Patrick, thanks so much for the fill-in this morning. We thank you.